5, 4, 3.
I knew that was coming with the finger.
And now for our feature presentation.
This is great because on the back it actually says this film is also known as
The I'll Watch It Later podcast.
Never heard of that film?
And now, on with the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to I'll Watch It Later podcast, the podcast where we lie about the movies we've seen to impress our friends. As always, I'm your host, Aaron, joined by my best friend and co-host, Jordan.
Hi, everybody.
And my best friend, brother-in-law, and deviled egg maybe maker.
Yes.
Baby maker.
I said
deviled
baby
egg baby
maker
maker.
because it would sound like baby maker.
Deviled
Scott.
egg baby
Yes.
maker.
I volunteered to make deviled eggs.
Which is crazy
Which is not
because,
hard.
listen, when I do so much for this man and he never even gives me as much as a thank you or, hey, I'll buy you a burrito.
We can turn this around and talk about how much I do as well.
And do I thank you?
With food.
I thank
Yes.
you with concert tickets and food. I also say the words.
It's kind of a
thank
wash. It's a wash.
you.
It's kind of a wash.
And that's all I would want.
I build things.
I even tell
I fix
Kim.
stuff.
I even told Kim,
Look,
like,
this is the
I don't
whale
even
shark, and
care.
we're the remora. We're just
Right.
a kid,
I even told Kim,
we
like,
help
I don't
him,
care
he
so
helps
much
us.
about the money. It's the thank you. Like, hey, man, thanks.
I was literally
Thanks for
just
taking me to that
yelled
concert.
at and said, "Take this box of trash out of my office. It's not even yours."
He's like,
I mean,
take
this
this
guy.
box of trash. His name is Bob.
What are you talking about? It's a giant
kidding.
box of posters.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot to send that shit to Steelbook guy.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I know. I'm
Oh.
slacking.
He'll never hear this.
Yeah, I know. So it's all good. I'll get it to him.
Get on it.
I know.
Holidays is coming.
Not
It'll be
feeling-
like a month before he gets it.
I know.
Oof.
I'll just use that as an excuse.
Right.
He'll be like, this says it was sent like 4 days after you told me you were going to send it. I'll be like, I don't know, man. Maybe they were holding on to it.
USPS, what are you going to do? Merry
Hey,
Christmas.
if you came to this podcast thinking that this was going to be a professional operation,
Look,
Right.
he's got to work. He's wrestling 2 kids all day.
All day.
yeah,
There's
the pot is
pots
boiling
boiling.
over. The fucking iron is burning through the jeans.
He's got stuff to do. It's
I'm the
Mr. Mom
hard-
over here.
He's a
I'm
regular old Michael Keaton.
I'm the hardest working person in this house.
Right.
You hear that, Kim?
Oh,
Me.
this is welcome to the last show with 3 hosts. It's still gonna go on. One host will be
Nah, he'll just be living by himself.
You have to do it at your house.
we'll be doing it from Aaron's new apartment when he doesn't have his kids.
I thought he was going to get paper cut.
Hey, stop watching TV.
Sorry.
He gets so distracted. Why are you facing that way?
Aaron has this thing where, like, when we do the show, he has to watch TV.
He does.
There's a TV on in the background and it helps me focus.
Does
but
it? You
sometimes
just talked about the guy's paper cut.
something crazy happens on the TV and it must be addressed.
Yeah.
So, hey, Scott.
Squirrel.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Scott, did you watch anything this week?
Yes, we did watch some
No,
stuff this
what
week.
did you watch?
I mean, other than the movie,
Right.
we got to check out the new Christmas Story Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna go right into that one.
Is that
That's
what
all
we're
I
gonna
Is
watched.
that how we're gonna start?
That's all
do?
I
Guess
watched.
So since he watched
Start
it,
somewhere else.
go ahead and shit all over it so we can love it.
No,
Yes.
go
Because
ahead.
you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
No, you are wrong.
I'm not. But
Yes, you are.
So, disclaimer: there's going to be some lots. If you haven't seen this, spoiler alerts ahead.
Right, which is always the case.
Yeah,
You know, you could spoil the movie by watching the first movie.
It's not the same.
It's almost the carbon copy
It's
of
not.
that movie.
You're crazy.
It's true.
Narration,
You are a
weird
bitter old
flashbacks.
man.
it's true.
The bumpuses are there. Guess what? There's bullies. Oh no, it's the same fucking story.
It's a
man.
fan
not.
service, man.
It's-
It's exactly what it is. It's a fan service.
I
But-
thought it was perfectly executed as a sequel. It puts you right back into that universe. He's writing about his dad. His dad was a huge inspiration. I cried so many tears, all the tears. His wife's funny. His kids are kind of funny. It was funny watching him go into his own head, which makes sense why he would become a writer because of his imagination from the first one. I just thought it was very, very well done. They brought back all the old actors except for the mom, and
Yeah.
it was
which kind of annoying.
tons of.
It would have been nice to see the
She was
original.
probably like
mom.
Because
97,
here's the thing,
like, rolling
they
around
even
in a
did
wheelchair.
showed a picture of the family from that first movie. Like the brother had a picture, or they looked at a picture, and it was the original mom. But then we got Julie looks haggardy in this one, and it just like bums me out because I'm sitting there going, oh, you were so hot in Airplane, and now you look like someone ran you over. And I know it's the ravages of age. We get it,
I
but
find
man,
the mom from Christmas Story
like a skeleton.
to be so hot. Kim hates it because we'll watch it on Christmas.
in the original,
yeah, and
oh,
I'm always,
for sure.
and I'm like, oh God, she's hot, and she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, when she's like watching Randy eat. I'm just like,
Oh, she's making the pig noises?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, really get in there. Yeah, I thought she was attractive. Like, it's, she's the mom. She's kind of cute. She's
Yeah.
got that, I like kind of like the weird, like motherly feel, but she's also, kind of pretty.
Right.
But,
I agree.
then they replaced her with
That was the only part I didn't
Skeletor.
like, but she was still. I mean, she was funny. I thought that her character wouldn't do all the stuff that her character did.
got drunk.
Yeah, get drunk and
Well, I
like,
don't know.
not
I
go
mean, a lot of
Christmas shopping.
time has happened.
Yeah, correct. So people can change. I get it. It just didn't. To me, it didn't feel like the same mom. It felt like a more goofy, like crazy mom.
Oh, you like the part where all the women were in the bar, and then the dad was like, "I did it. I did all the shopping," and then they applauded him
I
because
did like
reasons.
That. I did like that.
Of course, you did.
I liked the whole thing. I
It
thought
guys
had
had
that
your-
same goofy factor, which
was
I did
goofy.
like.
It
And
was
it was literally they took almost the same exact script from the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
And they're like, let's update it, but
Put it in the
use the
70s.
same stuff, which is
No,
fine because
I
it actually worked. And like I said, this is kind of like I put this in there with like, Afterlife, with like Top Gun Maverick. It's a
Afterlife.
big fan
Oh,
service.
Ghostbusters.
It's just a big fan service to enjoy because everybody watches this movie every single year. TNT has it rolling 24/7.
Oh yeah.
And you sit there and you think like, oh man, what would these guys be doing today? Well, now we have that
Well,
because
the
that Christmas
70s.
Story 2 is a piece of pile of
There were
garbage.
2 sequels after A Christmas Story before this
was like
particular
a summer
one. There was
something
My
or
Summer
other-
Story,
My Summer
and then
Story,
Christmas
yeah.
Story 2, and then this is A Christmas Story Christmas. So this is the third. Now, I will say, out of those 3, this is the better of the 3. I just feel like this is just almost a beat-for-beat rehash of the original, and I love the original so much. Even though I'm not a Christmas person, that is, I would say, the Christmas
You don't
movie.
like Christmas?
It's never come up. I have kids, too.
So here's the thing. I disagree. I think they're interchangeable in watching. You could watch the first one and you could watch this one, and I think it's just as, especially if you get older. I think Christmas Story now is for kids, but that we can enjoy it because we grew up with it. But you could watch this, and it when you lose your family member or something like that, it's kind of a nice like, oh man,
What do you mean,
Grandpa
lose him? He's
would-
right here.
Oh, we'll get into that. I lost Grandpa this year, and we watched this, and it's just like a whole thing. And I just think, you
that
see,
part,
you see
dude,
how much
hits you right in the
yeah,
gut,
you see
man.
how much time
Oh.
has changed for all these characters like Farkas and stuff like that. He's like, he thinks he's one of the good guys, which I thought was kind of a funny nod at like cops in general. But he's like, I'm one of the good guys.
Well, it was
now.
funny because he's
still
like,
really
hey,
an
that day
asshole.
you kicked my ass, it
Yeah.
really opened my eyes. Man.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know.
I don't-
that one fight changed my life. And it's like, ugh, come on.
Sometimes that happens.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It does for kids. I just think this doesn't ruin the original in
It
any
doesn't,
way.
no.
No.
And I think that if you do like the original, unless you're Jordan, you probably like this.
And it was
sequel.
fun. There was
love the
funny,
original.
like funny moments that we were like laughing out loud because I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty funny.
I thought.
What were
I
those?
just thought like him losing his dad was that was a perfect sequel. And if they would have been like, okay, I'm older now, and it's like almost like what that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jingle All the Way, where he's like trying to find a gift for his kid and he can't. I thought that would have been a little lame, but it's just more of a like I'm in charge of Christmas now, and I've never been in charge of Christmas, and that's kind of how we all feel as
No,
dads.
I think we've talked about this. I don't like Jingle All the Way either.
Well,
I think
that's
it's a terrible
fine,
movie.
but I think that's fine, and I agree with you on
It's
some
not
level.
a very good movie.
It's
got
not
a
a-
it's got a great iconic figure.
I do have giant turtles.
I know, and it's funny because that when that came out, it was hard to find. You finally got it. You probably paid way more than
No,
you
no, no. I
should've.
found it in Walmart. I was walking through,
Okay.
and I stopped because there was one left, and I was like,
Because I saw one at
What?
Walmart the other day in the clearance section. I was like, "That's how it works." Like it's just
But,
hard to find, and now all of a sudden, Turbo Man's everywhere.
but no, I agree with you. Jingle All the Way is not a very good movie. I watch it because I like Phil Hartman, and I think that overall
he was in that.
Schwarzenegger's hilarious in it. But it's not a good movie. That's what I'm saying. If they would have went with that type of premise, where his kid wants the newest, greatest Atari, or like what was that movie that came out last year, 8-Bit Christmas?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
think that movie worked
No,
because
it wasn't very good
It
either.
wasn't very good, but that's why I'm saying the whole like his father dying scenario is what made it worth the watch.
It's a little bit different than most, but
Yeah.
I feel like most Christmas movies are very formulaic. It's the same things, and
Yeah.
that's why this felt. I mean, aside from Dad dying, which you can kind of predict was going to be the case, because this movie starts off they're living in Chicago. They have to go back to be with Mom because Dad dies, and they're dealing with that. And I think the whole having to eat every casserole that shows up bit was kind of funny because I've been around people like that where it's like, no, we got to finish all because they put the work in.
Yep.
We have to eat everything.
was
And even to
visiting-
the day of Christmas, they're like, let's eat that turkey. They're like, you have to eat casserole first, and I'm like, okay, that's
I know,
funny,
That
but
made me distraught for the kid because I'm the kid. Do we
you
still
wanna
get
eat
turkey?
casserole.
She's like, no.
you
we have
got to
all
eat
this
fucking
casserole. I'm like,
marshmallow
I
casserole
would
or
have thrown
something.
away the casserole in order to get to that turkey.
But there are parts of this movie that were okay. I didn't find it extremely funny. It was okay. I have my own set of daddy issues. I don't have the same daddy issues you guys have to make me weep openly at this movie. It's not.
It's
my
not
thing.
I wouldn't say it was daddy issues.
It's-
It was.
I know, Pops. I could probably pinpoint what your, I would say, daddy issues are, and I know what your daddy issues are, and I can understand why you felt the same way. I have almost the same issues. It didn't hit me that hard.
No, because my
They-
dad
they
dying
set
had
it up.
nothing to
But your
do
dad,
with it.
he left. You were without. He died. My left. I was without. He just recently died too. Scott's dad passed away. Like, I get the feeling of this movie to hit you right where it needs to. I just apparently don't have that portion of.
Well,
my
and it
soul.
was kind of one of those. It was a big setup where I don't know if
Don't.
I don't know if you saw it coming, but they set the whole thing up with the gifts because their gifts
Yes,
get stolen.
absolutely.
They're trying to prep the kids by basically saying, "Man, we're not going to have gifts for you," essentially, and the kids are like, "This is going to be the shittiest Christmas ever," and then they
From
get up.
the grave.
They get up in the morning, and the presents are under the tree.
But that was such
and it's from the dad.
a character
and
thing
dude,
that he did in the first movie.
I
where
was
he
like the
hides
Grinch. The warmth went over me, and I was like,
heart grew 3 sizes.
Yeah, I'm like, fucking A, dude. They just punched me right in the
I gotta
fucking
tell
nuts,
you,
man.
the one part I did actually openly laugh at is when they were snowball fighting. He gears up to throw the biggest snowball ever, and then clocks his daughter right in the face. And he's like, "It's pretty good, right in the face." Because
can't wait
they
to
had
do
to like.
that.
I feel like. They also almost did that whole the kid saying a bad word bit where the kid was going down the hill on the sled and then he's going into the cars and stuff like that. I for some reason I thought he said the word fudge and I thought they were going to say but he didn't say fudge and I'm like I get it, they did the bit, but I mean it was okay. I didn't.
That's why
enjoy it. As
I
much.
enjoyed it so much because they didn't reuse the exact same joke. Yeah, the Black Bart thing and stuff. That's fine. It was a sequel to a daydream he already had. It wasn't the same thing, so that's why I was okay. I mean, I was fine with it.
It's not going to be an instant It's not an instant Christmas classic.
I agree.
but it's a great compliment to the
I
original.
agree.
Now-
I would absolutely watch it again if they were like TNT 24 hours. We're gonna play a Christmas Story and a Christmas Story Christmas. I'd be like okay, and turn in whenever both of them were on.
Now, despite my opinion of this movie, do you think this movie worked for you guys because it's him coming back to narrate, or would it have been kind of interesting to see his son's point of view at Christmas?
No, I think it was good because it was him.
Yeah, I think it was good because it was him.
That's
Yeah.
the same thing.
I know.
That's the same.
Well,
thing.
I think it's because we're all dads, and that's why it was. That's why
Well,
I think it works. But I
I get what you're saying, but I think the thing about it is that's what I was saying with like the 8-bit Christmas, or if they were doing it where he had to find a toy. The
Yeah.
same thing with if it was his kid, I don't think it would have connected as hard. Like I'm trying to connect with my dad. Oh, but my grandpa died. It's like well, we don't know who the fuck you are, but we know who Ralphie is.
Yeah.
So that's all. I mean, maybe
Dad
as
Ralphie
a-
needed to be in that bunny suit.
maybe
and I would
as
have just
a-
been like guffawing the whole time. I would have been okay.
Maybe
That's
as a
fine.
kid it wouldn't work for you, but as an adult who's seen the first one 115 million times, it makes sense to keep it with Ralphie. But maybe if you were a kid, it wouldn't work that way.
I just feel like there's some movies like you just don't need sequels to. Like they've always kicked around like, oh, let's make Goonies 2. I was like, don't make Goonies
No.
2. Like you didn't
I agree
need
with
to
you.
make more Christmas stories. Like the first one is so perfect and iconic. Why do more? I don't need to see more.
But what if, and here's my idea.
here
So
we
you
go.
got Corey Feldman, right? Who's super
no.
wacky now. What
Doing
if
the soundtrack.
he's on stage, he's performing, he's doing his concert thing, and then all the Goonies kids show up, and then they go on an adventure from his concert,
I'm good.
and they take the Angel Band with them to get the treasures.
Oh
I mean, I think it's a makings of a fantastic
Shut up,
sequel.
Scott.
so bad.
So anyway,
Every time a TikTok comes up with one of his concert footages, I watch like a train wreck.
Me
and
too.
it's just like,
I
I'm
kind of want to
sad
go
at
so
it.
bad.
I wish we could have
I
gone.
wish we would have gone.
Because I got free tickets.
Did
to
you?
it.
Yeah. See, I didn't know you had the tickets. I had heard about it like almost either the day of, like you had mentioned it, like, oh my god, I could have gone to this.
Yeah.
And then like we knew the band, or you know the band, or someone knew the band that went to do it. And then I was watching it was just like so cringy. I'm like, why? Don't do that.
So
But
I'd
I'm
be
glad
all
you
in.
guys liked it. I'm not going to shit on this movie. I'm not. I just
It's okay
personally
if you
didn't
do.
like it. No, it's good for people who want to enjoy the Christmas spirit. It is a good Christmas movie. I just didn't feel it was
It
necessary.
is a solid side dish to the
Oh,
main.
it's green bean casserole.
Yeah.
I love green bean casserole.
Well, if it was,
Me
then if it wasn't, it'd be a 1.
Oh, then
It'd be
5
a
out of
1.
5. What are you talking
What are
about?
you talking about? No, no. I just
The
you need to
worst.
stop getting so defensive because I'm like, what did you think? I always want to know what you think, even if it's not.
No,
what
because
I think.
you started this conversation with, I want to hear what you have to say because you're wrong. Like, you immediately are
That's
telling me
just
no
how
matter
I'm
what my opinion is.
texting you.
What, are you
That's just
sexting me?
Texting you.
Jesus.
This is what I
That's
sext
just
you
what
every
I'm
night.
texting you. It
Hey,
doesn't-
your movie
I-
opinions suck.
do
Also,
you
here's my
read
junk.
too much into what I say.
Oh, no, I
'Cause
don't
it's-
care about
okay.
anything what you say.
Oh wow, I can stop messaging you then. I mean, clearly because you never respond to anything I send you. I'm like, I haven't played Pokemon in 2 years. I'm like, oh, this is cool. You're like, no response.
You know,
I
when
send
you said that, I was
Whataburger
in the
sauce.
shower. I'm not gonna send you text when I'm
Oh,
showering.
you
I
too?
do.
That's why he likes to text you when you're in the shower, too.
Every time it's like he's like a camera in my house or something.
Anyways,
I just knew I was gonna see you. I was probably
it's
gonna have to
fine.
fix your Switch or something.
No, I thought you were. I don't know what the hell happened. It had been sitting
Just
in
do
the
a hard
dock for
reset?
so yeah.
Yeah.
And I just kept holding down the power button, and finally it said Nintendo. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
thank
you
God.
gotta hold it for like 17 seconds.
I was already on Amazon putting the new one in
Trying
my
to-
cart.
Well, I'm gonna throw this completely useful thing out.
So
Well,
yeah,
this
the new
is paperweight.
Pokemon came out, and I'm very excited. I haven't played Pokemon in a while.
I didn't know
so-
they were out yet.
Yeah.
I didn't like the last one, so like it just Arceus or
Oh, Arcadius
Whatever.
or whatever. But that wasn't really Pokemon, was it?
Yeah, it was. It was just bad. It was
I
all
thought it
open
was-
world. It was just not good.
Really?
Yeah, it's boring.
Oh, okay.
You can buy mine.
No, I have it. So
Get rid of it.
I've never played it.
Buy
Um,
them all.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, this one is cool because you can run around and throw your Pokemon out and like have them eat grass and stuff and then call them back. I like that.
That's,
I'm into that.
I would pay for that.
Pokemon Farmville.
Hey, eat grass.
right? Yeah, that's like an hour.
This whole thing is to see how much grass you can eat.
And anyways, since Jim likes it when we just talk about random stuff,
Oh, yeah.
I got a box this week full of my dad's ashes, which is hilarious because I never knew my real dad at all, and I asked for just a vial of them, and instead they sent me the entire box. So I think we're gonna do some fun stuff with that.
I think that's what our TikTok's going to be.
Yeah.
Is just Aaron having a great old time with Dad.
We're
Yeah.
gonna catch Dad up on a lot of the things that he missed.
Oh, can't wait for
let me
Christmas.
tell you about my best
Can you set him a
friend.
place at your Thanksgiving table this Thursday? Take pictures.
Yes.
Oh, please do. Just Dad at the table.
I'm gonna put
in
my
the
arm
UPS
around him and
box.
be like, "Yeah, what's up, dude?"
Just in the UPS
so
box.
he
Him
is
and Parker
now
playing ball.
He's officially now spent more time with me now that he's dead in my house
Yeah.
as an adult than he ever did alive, and he's visited Arizona for the first time.
There you go.
So you know,
You just got to take him on all our road trips.
to
We're
the
going to
new
California.
bed.
We're going to Vegas next year. We'll
That's
take him to
right.
Vegas.
That's
Here's
right.
Dad at when we were young or alive. I
Oh,
don't
is he
know.
gonna go to Disney with us?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could
You
take
guys
him
can
on
hold
the
hands.
Haunted
I've actually
Mansion.
heard
Yeah, you
stories.
guys can hold hands down Main Street.
I've actually heard stories where people would take like their ashes of their loved ones and sprinkle it into like
That's-
Pirates of the Caribbean, and they have to shut the fucking ride
So
down.
that's not true. I mean that I've heard the story, but it's not true. We looked into it
Because we were gonna do it.
yeah.
Wow,
and,
fun story, just completely debunked
I'm
by fucking MythBusters.
Sorry, sorry, man. We've asked the people at the park, and they're like, "That's never happened." They say it's a lot of people say it has online.
Well, there's a good time to start.
no, because you
Dear old Dad
'cause
on
they said-
Space Mountain.
they said you can get kicked
all of them.
kicked out of the park forever for doing that.
Right?
So, what else did we watch? What did you watch this week,
Did you
Jordan?
watch anything else, Scott?
Nope.
I'm gonna gloss over this one. I
Shocker.
threw on R.I.P.D. 2 just for the shit of it. I turned it off about a third of the way
I
through.
can't even believe that movie's making an appearance on this show.
I
Fuck that.
saw a passing article saying it does better than the first, and then I remember the first is so incredibly bad that I didn't think that this would be much better, and it's bad. The dialogue's bad, the actors suck. It's a terrible movie. Don't watch it. It's on Netflix.
I don't even know
watch
what
this.
the fuck
It's
you're
on
talking about.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's a
I saw
Netflix
the
movie.
I saw a Blu-ray of it.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
So I was like, did he must have pirated this.
Yeah. No.
You guys are
Wasn't
like,
wasting my time.
I'm watching Rip too, and I'm like, I don't even remember fucking Rip.
R.I.P. It's a prequel to the original, and it's like Jeff Bridges' character when he first dies in the 1800s, and it's like
It's not played by Jeff Bridges.
And I'm sitting there going, "Ooh, it's a western. Like that might be fun." And it's not fun. It's bad. It is laughably bad.
It's the dude from Burn Notice.
Yes.
What's his name?
Who would fucking know? Anyone who likes Burn Notice.
Jeffrey
all 5 of
Donovan.
you 90-year-olds.
Jeffrey Donovan. He, I saw that and I was like, I didn't know it was about Jeff Bridges' character.
Yeah, same guy.
So you never saw R.I.P.D. 1 with Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges? It was terrible.
It's a horrible movie.
I saw it in the military, so I thought it was better than it was. I think I was on pass and in basic training, and I
think I'll pass.
Pass your smash.
yeah, you should pass. What else we got?
I watched a documentary. I forget what it was called. It was called. I think it was. Let me look up the title. It was a kung fu documentary about the rise of kung fu movies in the the early 70s into like the 80s and 90s, and it dealt with like the Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest, and they touch on Bruce Lee and stuff like that. It was such a great documentary. Let me see what the title was. It was called Iron Fists and Kung Fu Kicks. It's on Netflix. Unfortunately, I guess it's been on Netflix for a while. It came out, I think, in 2019, maybe 2020. It's leaving Netflix on the 30th, so if you guys want to watch it on Netflix, get to it now. I recommend it. It's fun. So it's about an hour and a half long. The first hour goes by very fast, and then they hit a wall, like, tonally at, like, the hour mark, and the last 30 minutes feels like 2 hours.
Are they like,
and it's weird.
So sorry.
Oh, so sorry.
So sorry to disrespect you.
But no, it's actually really, really interesting. They talk about like Don the Dragon Wilson, who, all those direct-to-DVD like kung fu movies, and how, all that was influenced by Shaw Brothers, and how, most of the kung fu movies were done in Technicolor when a lot of movies weren't coming out in color or Technicolor at the time. And it was really, really interesting. I love old cinema like that, like the 70s. And there's another one that I'm going to watch that I just didn't have time to get to. It's called Am I Black Enough? It's a blaxploitation documentary from the 70s. I think Samuel
Jordan had
Jackson.
Questions. That's why
I had questions.
tuned into that.
He's like,
Yeah.
there's 60 questions that
He
tell
was
me
like-
if I am or if I am not
Oh,
black
jeez.
enough.
I was like, am I like Rachel Dolezal? No.
He's like, oh, I relate. Am I black enough?
It's a 2-box questionnaire.
There are
yes or no.
I think
I'm not.
we are gonna do a blaxploitation month because there are movies that I need to see, like The Mac, and I would like
Superfly and all that shit.
all that shit. So
Oh,
I think there's
please
a month.
do, because like
We're that you are a half of this show. Like
you half.
can
By the
make-
way, you're not involved.
no. No, 'cause
you're
The
one
show's
half.
The show's half.
because here's the thing. Scott's never going to come to me and be like, "Can we do this type of month ever?" He'll never do it.
Because I'll just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I
Why
won't.
would you pick that?
Well, at
No,
least we
wouldn't.
found out ahead of time. A lot of the times we were like recording, and then all of a sudden Aaron goes, "All right, and next snack show we're gonna do international snack show." Me and Scott look at each other like, "I guess we're doing international snacks."
I'm pretty sure
We just found out like as that happened.
I'm
so
almost positive that I brought that up, Chad. No, I'm saying like you could come to me and say, "Hey, you want to do like a '80s action thriller or something?" I'd be like, "Okay," but I'm just saying no one ever.
I
comes
did
up to
joke
me-
about that once, and I'm like, "Oh, we should do like '90s teen comedies." And I'm
And
like,
we said,
"Oh,
"Get back
I
in
was
your
like,
box."
But we've fucking seen them all already.
right.
it's true. We
So
have.
you are more than welcome to make a suggestion, and so are you. All I need you to do is actually make the suggestion.
We need a box though, like a suggestion box that's anonymous,
Just
so
in
that
the
none of
middle.
us get yelled at.
3 votes. We all know each other's handwriting.
no one. You're not ever going to get yelled at.
The boss is an asshole.
And if
I
you
don't know
guys-
who it's from.
If you got,
You're like,
I'm
that's,
not
that's
the
pretty
boss.
legit. It's pretty legit.
We are co-bosses.
Kidding. I'm just kidding.
Co-bosses.
Co-bosses.
Again, we're back to 2.
Right. You're the producer.
Yeah, you're not involved. Anyway,
Yeah, I'd like
so
to
I
think
watched
I'm
that.
part of this.
It was real good. Check it out. What else did I watch? I watched our movie, and then I've been watching this new show on Netflix called 1899. I am 3 episodes in. I am fully invested in this show. I have no idea what the fuck's going on in it.
Oh, I heard it's from the creator. Well, when you sent me the trailer yesterday. By the way, I almost left the chat after what you said yesterday. I was
What?
so annoyed.
What did I say?
And it reminded me of the Key and Peele skit. You go, $18.99 is awesome. What's that? A Netflix show? I almost broke my phone in half. I was so annoyed. I was like,
I didn't know if you knew what it was, so I just said it's a show on Netflix.
it was such a generic answer.
If
And I
you've
had
seen
to-
the Key and Peele thing,
It was legit
it
so
is-
generic.
It is talking to Aaron
I had
every
to
single time
calm
over
myself
text.
down because I'm like, I guarantee he didn't mean anything.
Have a great day. Have a great day.
Because you just said a show
is
on.
What the fuck is this asshole?
A show on Netflix,
You had
and I was
caught-
like,
I
what
threw
the
that
fuck?
comment out, and then you asked what it was, and I didn't have time to really fully get into what the meat and potatoes was. So I said it's a show on Netflix, and that's why I sent you the trailer. I
yes,
feel the
yes,
trailer better
yes.
explains
So I watched
this.
the trailer, and then I definitely calmed down. But right away, but
Took my
right away, I was
Prozac.
so bad.
And Aaron hasn't figured out by this point, man. We've done this for years and years and years. Aaron is one of the easiest to get under his fucking skin.
I have an example.
So easy
go
to
ahead.
get under his skin.
So Aaron tells me what his next movie, or asked if I've seen a movie, and it was his next pick, probably.
You got
And
actually mad at this.
I didn't get mad.
Oh, okay.
And I said, "Is it from the book, or what podcast is this from?"
Yes.
And then I get a 9-page
You
fucking.
motherfucker.
This is what it's gonna be. You told you this is how it's gonna
Just
be.
quit the show.
This shit is the greatest thing, and if you don't fucking like it, you can quit. And I'm just like, cool. I literally all I asked for where from. I could have put a smiley face, anything.
You put a winky face.
And then
Here's the
all,
thing.
a winky face. Clearly a joke, and I'm fucking with you. And I literally got a page full of, this is what this is gonna be. I told you, this influences me. I love this shit. Blah 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 blah.
See, what's funny is
And I'm
is
just
that
like,
anytime Aaron
yep.
mentions anything now, my go-to joke is, "Oh, did you hear that from Tarantino?"
Yeah, it's from
Like he's
Tarantino.
like, "Yeah, so I ordered my son this thing," and I'm like, "Oh, did Tarantino say this?"
Yeah. I
Anyways,
got my son
so-
this new T-shirt. So
so
Tarantino original.
Here's the deal, guys, and you can take this for whatever you want. I am heavily influenced by Tarantino. If you do not know,
Wait, what?
I listen to cinema speculation, and there are movies that I didn't even know existed that these guys have never seen that sound incredibly interesting to me. So for the next year or so, all of my picks are going to be heavily influenced by that because I find the subject matter interesting. And if I find it interesting, then I can bring it to the show and it can be interesting. I don't want to be like just some Tarantino lackey, but I find it interesting, and a lot of people, not that we reach more people than Tarantino,
Right.
but a lot of people, but the way it works is I find something interesting, so I want to bring it to the table so other people find it interesting. So yes, a lot of the movies that I'm going to pick are heavily influenced by cinema speculation or the podcast,
This
the
is
video
exact
archives.
speed and tone. I'm assuming these texts are also being sent to me. When I
Video,
use
Correct.
them.
Video archives. Now, if you guys don't want to participate in
See,
that,
here
that
it
is
Then
fine.
quit the show.
Quit the show.
Yeah, then I'll just.
Then you guys can quit.
Then you quit, and there'll be no show.
You realize
He's gonna go down to Barnes and Noble, find that guy that he had that massive conversation with, that freaking weird guy that wouldn't leave him alone.
We have-
And that's
Lazy
gonna
eye
be
and
that's gonna be the
greasy
next
hair.
guy on the show.
We have no structure in the sense when it comes to picking movies.
Right.
Sometimes we're just
I
randomly.
thought you were
all-
gonna stop after
no,
structure.
we have no structure.
No, because we do. We each pick a movie, and then we have a snack show,
understand.
and it all works out fine.
Right.
But the way it works is we're just picking random movies. We're ping ponging all over the
Okay,
place.
so we started this back in August of 2021.
correct.
Up until literally the last snack show idea that you had, have I ever once told you never
No.
pick this,
No,
you fucking asshole?
No.
The only time I've ever said let's not do something was the damn breakfast, whatever food, school lunch shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
What
the
the
only
fuck
time
is
I've
up
ever
with
said that's
that?
going to be a bad idea. Everything else,
So-
I'm cool with. International snack show at the last
I
second.
don't
Let's
even-
do it. I'm going to go get some weird snacks.
Okay.
I have not once told you to ever rein yourself in, but I do like to fucking give you a hard time
Okay.
because I know
Okay.
if I go through that book, I can pick your next 5 movies.
Maybe.
In fact-
there's a lot I've seen in there.
That's fine.
But there's stuff. It's not so much the movies that are in there. What it is the stuff that's influenced movies that
I understand
like
that.
Taxi Driver and all that other stuff. Like the
Again,
Eaten
I'm not
Alive
telling you
thing.
not to choose it. The only time I'm ever going to tell anybody not to choose something is when this Lindsay Lohan motherfucker wants to pick some weird ass Goldie Hawn movie. I'm not
Oh,
going
the
to.
Amy Schumer movie.
I'm not going to allow it to happen.
I was like, please send that
Oh,
to Jordan
hold
so he
on.
can get all bent.
If you're in the middle of this, please, and I never promoted the email. Not that you guys send emails, but watch it later podcast at gmail.com. Watch it later podcast at gmail.com. That's watch it later podcast at gmail.com.
What was that again?
Watch it later podcast at gmail.com.
Spell it.
WATC.
Say it backwards.
Anyways, So check this out. I found a place online
Okay.
that sells old school lunch food. So it's like old school lunch cheese sticks, old school lunch pizza, like the square pizza. Comes in a huge,
Like from that time.
So okay, here's the thing. He
not
sends,
like from the time, like
He's-
today.
yeah, it's freeze dried from 1985. No, he sends me a picture. It wasn't the normal pizza that you would get at lunch,
It's
like
the
this,
breakfast
like the
pizza.
little like square pepperoni chunks or
Who
whatever.
had fucking breakfast pizza?
All my schools.
Apparently-
every school I went to.
He sent me this weird looking country gravy covered sausage breakfast square, and I had never once seen it.
I get
I've
that at
never
QT,
heard of
though.
it. I've never
I eat that all the time.
experienced this.
But I've never had that at school lunch.
Exactly.
I've always had the pizza, the square pizza with the
I-
little square pepperoni
Also,
pieces.
I love that
They
he's
had
so
that.
not involved in our conversations online that this is news to him.
Yes.
I know, that's
This
why-
literally was like 4 hours the other night
I
of
know.
us going back and forth. He not once noticed it.
This was in the chat?
Yes.
Go back. We argued back and forth. He called me an alien because I had never once seen this
There's more
breakfast fucking
reasons
pizza.
for that.
I know, but still.
Okay.
But you know what I mean?
I'm gonna
Like-
tell you again, like I said,
Not a part of it. I
it's
love
it's not hiding anything, man. When I open up my thing and it's like 81 messages, I'm like, fuck, man.
Right. I don't even think about
It's
it
legit.
anymore. But when he,
I am surprised when he
but-
interjects every now and then. I'm like, oh, Scott's wig.
Right. Like last night when he interjected about the movie. 'cause
Right.
He had just left our house.
He's like, Kansas City, Denver. I'm like, I hadn't got to that part yet. That didn't make sense. Anyway.
Anyways, they had like the French toast sticks. They had the super donut. That's what.
Never heard of that
yeah,
either.
When you would go to school, you'd get the milk, you'd get the donut. Am I off or something?
Oh my God, you distracted
I
him.
know.
I even did the hand signals. To
Yeah,
just
keep going.
Keep going.
Well,
Vamp.
You couldn't hear me. So
He's like, be a vampire.
and
Wait a minute, what are you doing?
and then Jordan is like, don't do school lunches.
It sounds horrible.
First off, I would be the one buying it, and then
No
it would
shit.
give
I
us
saw the
content.
prices. I, as a good friend, do not want you to get divorced from that saint of a woman that deals with your shit. Do not spend $40 on shitty looking breakfast pizza because that
fine.
was just the pizza price and it looks horrible.
Fine.
I'm saving you time and money
All right.
because I'm sorry, I will shit on you on that show for that.
Also,
They looked horrible.
so we're going to Vegas next year, right, to see Blink-182?
Correct.
That's the
Okay,
plan. Yes.
so there's a food truck that is outside the strip that's open 24 hours, and they have a sandwich. And what is that sandwich, you may ask? It's 2 pieces of cheesecake with tiramisu filling in the middle. And then guess what it's finished off with? Motherfucking jam. You know what this alien fucking says?
I don't like the jam.
I don't like jam.
No,
Jam
I don't.
is
I don't
bad.
like jam on my.
What are you
See,
doing?
Now, if it's jam, I don't like jam on my cheesecake. Like a nice, maybe compote, sure, whatever. They're kind of close, but they're different.
Like a nice aioli.
But I
want
just,
the mayonnaise
I
jam
like,
on it.
I like plain cheesecake. I don't like when they overdo crazy fucking flavors because then it just ruins the cheesecake. Next thing you know, I'm just eating peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I love cheesecake. Sometimes I don't want to mix them, but I just didn't like the way that looked. I would eat that. I'm excited for
Off
it. but
topic, we are making a cookie butter cheesecake for fucking Thanksgiving.
Now that
No,
I
nope.
want to fucking eat.
no.
That's part of the leftover show next week.
Because there's jam.
Well, there will be no jam on
Just
there.
gonna spread grape jam on the cookie butter fucking cheesecake.
I mean, peanut butter and jelly cheesecake might be good.
And we really went on a tangent.
I don't care. I'm
I
just
know,
saying,
it's
like,
fine.
you know, I don't hold you back from making your
I
choices.
know that.
I
and
give
I'm
you
just
shit
saying,
because I
like,
know you're
I
getting them
just
from somewhere
wanted to
else.
Put it out there that no, that
It's-
it's just structured to me that way.
It's-
Right. I'll watch it later.
just-
Sponsored by Quentin Tarantino.
It's not sponsored. He
It's
doesn't
just
know we exist.
Funny
Eli
because
Roth
we
hates
know that we can
true.
get you going.
I know. And again, I said one thing. Is it from the book?
What did I say?
Or
What
from the
joke
podcast?
did I make the other night?
Winky face.
Oh,
And then
so he's going to see Kevin Smith, right? So he got
Oh,
the
I
he
forgot
got
that's
the
this
he
week,
got,
isn't it?
He got the meet and greet, and I go, what if Kevin Smith? You walk up and you're like, hey, I'm a big fan of.
It's in
and he
2
just
weeks.
goes, okay, yeah, cool.
Oh,
And he's
I would
like,
cry.
hey, can I shake your hand? Nah. No handshakes, no fist bumps, COVID, bro.
Oh.
I'm like, would you just die inside and never want to meet another celebrity
Yes,
again?
because I've seen all the pictures he's taken.
Hey, will
with
you do me a
people.
favor?
Yeah.
Will you tell him to stop fucking crying at stupid shit?
Do
Please just tell him to stop crying at stupid because he gets.
you want me to say that is
yeah.
those exact words?
Yeah, and tell him it's me.
My buddy says stop crying.
Yeah.
My buddy Jordan, who's friends with
Who's
Eric
friends with your
Nagel.
friend Eric. Yeah, let's burn that bridge for like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Just start.
Should
the
I
flame.
say that?
No.
Should I say I know a guy who knows Eric?
Yeah, you could.
And he's like, yeah, I think everybody knows a guy who knows
Yeah,
Eric.
no, he gets very butthurt on Twitter about people pointing out that he cries. That he brings it up in tweets like, apparently it's bad to cry at things. I'm like, sitting
Oh,
there
then
going,
no, I'm not
no,
gonna
it's
say
bad to
anything.
cry at stupid things or everything.
I'm not going to piss him off then.
Wait,
No.
make him sign something first, then piss him off.
Then give him a big hug, tell him I love him, that I've always, like...
I
his
will.
movies
I
have-
will probably see if you can pick me up a shirt.
Yeah, of course.
I'd be like, I don't understand why you cried at Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I will-
Meanwhile, I've got this great documentary called "How Black Are You?"
Not very. Not very. But yes. So anyway, back to 1899 and triggering you with my explanation of it.
I'm just trying to be honest.
It's really fucking cool. Like, think of that show From. Remember that show that was on Epix?
That we
It's
liked,
like
that
that.
I found.
It's a fucking crazy mystery. It's set on a boat in like 1899. Haha, title. I don't know what the fuck is going on 3 episodes in. The end of episode 2 like immediately punches you in the face and says, "Oh, you thought this was going one way? Nope." And then it's wild, and I love it. And it's weird because it's an international cast where some of the people are speaking German because it's the captain and the crew are all German. It's a German boat bought by an English company, so there's a lot of people who speak English. There's a couple that speaks French. There's a guy and this other guy who speaks Spanish, like from Spain, like Lispy Spain. It's completely full international cast. There's like Dutch people in the dregs of the boat. And the crazy shit
Where they
that's-
belong.
Where they belong. Shovel that fucking coal in, assholes.
Get down there, you Dutch
But-
asshole.
and
Oh,
it's-
freaky dicky Dutch.
And it's
You think you're cool because you made apple pie, you bitches?
I don't like the Dutch. I don't like people who are intolerant of other people's cultures.
Them and the Polish.
Dutch. But yeah, it is crazy. Like they're on a boat. They get a signal from a ship that disappeared months before, and they go and investigate.
Wait
They
a
find
minute.
the ship.
They end up on an island.
They're on a boat.
They end up on an island, and then at the end, they find out they're all dead.
Legit. Like this is how I am. It feels very lost. Like it is.
Story's
they-
like, I'm lost.
I heard Dark was super hard to figure out as well.
Yes, and it's
And
the same
it's the
maker.
same people,
but
so.
I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch probably 3 more episodes tonight. I had to watch our movie last night. I didn't want to like bog it down, so I was like, I'm gonna stop watching. I watched 1 more episode last night. I'll watch the rest tonight. But it is fantastic.
I'm going to play
Like,
Modern Warfare tonight.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will definitely do that. I watched that, and
Aaron's
then
got a trainer coming over.
Yeah, I do, actually. It's a girl.
Look here, idiot.
So, anyways, back to our actual show.
But yes, watch that. It was good. And then watched our movie.
Well, I watched Significant Other.
Yes.
Finally.
Finally.
We never watched it. I think you liked it more than I did. This is kind of another Christmas story Christmas thing.
It's not so much that I think I liked it more than you. I think
I thought the
this
first,
movie was weird enough to have a good conversation.
I thought
about.
the first 40 minutes of this movie was a spectacular. And then there is a tonal shift in the middle of this film where it
fucking
becomes
weird.
so goofy and so like different that it just wasn't. It didn't hold my interest. I was like, oh, come on.
It gets really off the rails weird.
So I was really into it. I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And then the ending itself was stupid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that straight up. The ending itself was stupid. So what it is this couple, they go out into the woods and he's gonna propose, and she has horrible panic attacks because she's a girl, and that's what girls do.
Sorry to the one girl who listens.
My wife. She's like,
It's not a snack show. It's not Beth.
she's like, oh, and then she finds a cave, immediately does the first horror movie thing she could think of and walks right into it, sees something, but it doesn't tell you what, then beats the shit out of her boyfriend and starts running away.
Not even that. She sees it, freaks out, or not, well, freaks out, but she sees what she sees. She goes out and tells the boyfriend proposes to her, and she initially rejects it.
Yes.
She's weird. She's fucking like panic attacks, has a lot of trauma, a lot of issues, a lot of daddy issues, whatever. She would be crying at a Christmas
Basically,
story,
any female
whatever.
you've ever met.
Yes. Rejects his proposal.
Been
They're off
canceled.
walking into like the Pacific Northwest. She goes into this cave, sees what she sees, comes back out, basically tells him, do it again. Propose again. So they go to the edge of this cliff. Beautiful scenery.
She's
gets-
like, it wasn't good enough the first time. Do it again.
Well,
You know,
no,
she-
because
he
she'd already
proposes,
figured something out.
does his thing, gets on one knee, whatever. And instead of saying yes, she throws him off the cliff.
Yeah.
Like throws this dude off the cliff, and he smashes down at the bottom of the thing.
And you're like, what the fuck is going
And
on?
it comes out of nowhere. You're like,
Ring wasn't big enough.
You're like, what the fuck? Every kiss begins with nope, and then kicks him off. Come to find out, what she saw in the cave was her boyfriend. An alien took over his body.
Right.
And now it's like a weird alien movie.
But it's super silly because the alien comes out, he's shucking and jiving, double gunplay.
Yeah.
He's like, Beth, or whatever her name is, Ruth. Oh, what's up? Hey, kiddo, we gotta do stuff. I'm a scout. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, did you ruin this movie in 20 minutes? And it's just, it goes from
It's
there.
literally a cast of like maybe 2-3 people in this movie. Like it's
Yeah.
a very tight, you know.
4 people, I think. Total.
Yeah.
And the truck driver. And then at the end, I'm just going to spoil it for you. He tries to take over her body, and he does. But guess what? The panic attacks.
She is so mentally fucked up that the alien can't handle it. Look, most of
That sounds about right.
yeah. So
I can imagine if I ever.
So the moral of the story is if you're an
a woman's
alien
body.
who takes over a woman's body,
good luck.
good luck, because you are going to be fucked up your whole life.
Yeah. So
Heather's going to kill us for this one.
It's a very weird movie. I thought I didn't see it coming. Like
No,
when she
no.
knocks him off and throws him off the cliff.
Me
I'm like,
neither.
oh shit, what the
Yeah.
fuck? And then after that, I'm just watching it going, this is weird. Like this got really weird. And I was like very interested to see what you said. It's not like I love this movie. I thought it was very interesting the way they did it. It was very odd. It was laughable for that last half of it. But yeah, it's a very odd movie. And it just came out of nowhere. Like I had not heard anything about it, and then I think we both heard it on Colors of the Dark.
Yes.
It was on, I think was it Amazon Prime?
Paramount.
Is it on Paramount? Okay, so it's on Paramount Network. Yeah, it's very weird. You know, it's a tale of two halves, and one half is way better than the other.
I watched something else, but I can't remember what it was, so we don't have to get into it clearly.
I'm sure it'll come up.
I just can't
I feel
remember.
like I did too, and I can't remember what.
Well, we
hell.
both watched the Superman Batman cartoon.
Oh,
but
that's right.
we don't
Okay,
really have
yes.
to talk about that because they make a million of those. It was
Yeah,
Superman Batman cartoon. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was Damien and fucking Superman's son kicking ass
Who
and
was,
taking names. It was great.
He was very annoying at the beginning, but whatever.
Which one? Superman's son?
Yeah. I
Fucking
don't
Jonathan Kent.
know. Why? First off, and also, I'm.
Okay, we are getting it. Let's do
I'm
this.
just, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is my own personal thing, but and I did love this movie. I liked it a lot. I'd watch it a
fun.
million times. I'd show it to my kids. Why would they keep from their kid that he's Superman? Because it just seems stupid.
Well, kids are dumb. They say stupid shit. You know.
My dad's Superman. What the fuck are you gonna do to Superman? Oh, I know what I watched.
Wow,
Squirrel.
that was crazy.
Black fucking
Oh,
Adam.
that's right. We both watched it. I forgot.
Oh my
It's so forgettable that I completely forgot.
I was.
I even
talking
made a
about
note of it and put exclamation points after I watched it and forgot completely.
Well, that's I was talking about you were like kids are dumb and can't keep a secret, and I was like, oh, Black Adam.
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, Superman, Batman, the Battle of the Super Sons.
Watch
Go check it out. It's
a
awesome.
cartoon.
It's not streaming yet. You'll find it later.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Black
Self-showing.
Adam because this
Okay.
movie sucks.
Did you watch it? You didn't watch it?
Wow.
You're not missing it.
God damn.
Please do, but also don't.
I more enjoy listening to you guys rip
So,
shreds of
let
fucking movies
me-
that I have no desire to watch.
I'm just going to tell you straight up off the bat, and this isn't hyperbole. It's the worst movie I've seen this year.
Yep.
It is so fucking laughably bad. And the fact that The Rock hung all his, like,
Credibility
merits
and
on
everything.
this fucking movie is pathetic. If he did that, he should have been demanding better.
This man was working out night and day to bulk up to be the biggest he's ever been. Who fucking cares? He was
never
CGI
noticed it.
30,000% of this movie.
And
Who
they try to
cares?
make him likable, and then they try to flip the story around at the end.
so
It's so in this. First off, it's the Terminator 2 plot. 100%.
100.
It's Terminator 2. Then it has 2004 CGI graphics from X-Men 1. It's like they reuse them.
They
Same
reused the X-Men.
basic plot, Justice Society stuff.
Who fucking cares?
They
about the
put
Justice Society?
Hawkman in this, and the running joke is he dies and everything. And I think he died in this. I don't even remember.
Well,
Dr.
they
Fate-
did a red herring where he used Dr. Fate's helmet to multiply
That's what it
himself, so
was.
he dies in
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
But Dr. Fate saw his death, so at
Right.
least in his flashback, real quick, you did get to see Hawkman die.
Right.
Ha ha. Who cares?
he dies in everything.
Most unlikable character in the movie.
Yeah, he's unlikable. Dr. Fate is awesome, but here's the deal.
So underused.
Here's the deal. They went the Marvel route because they were like, oh, we should just copy Marvel. They turned Dr. Fate into Doctor Strange, and he isn't Doctor Strange. Dr. Fate is a whole different thing. And he has a whole different set of rules and a whole different set of powers, and they just made him carbon copy of Strange.
Oh yeah,
They're like, hey guys, it worked over here.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You got Doctor Fate is Doctor Strange. You've got this woman who she messes with
name
the
is
air.
Cyclone.
Her name is Cyclone. Fuck it, it's Storm. I'm sorry, it's Storm. At one point, the Justice Society's jet literally comes out of the ground like the fucking X-Jet in X-Men 1. It is it's like when you remaster these games.
It's like Disney when they just keep using the same cells from like the Jungle Book.
Yeah,
to-
Jungle Book and Robin Hood. It's the same. Baloo is in the same thing. This is exactly the exact same thing. It's perfect. They just colored it different and they slapped their new names on there, and it's so laughably bad. This guy, Atom Smasher, wears a blue suit that I swear to God was Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's just straight up Deadpool,
But
and he's quippy but not funny. Like
He's
you don't
not
care.
funny at all.
And he's always eating because he
he's
needs to.
Super underused. He doesn't smash any atoms. He only grows once to catch like a fucking sculpture.
He holds
or
Black
something.
Adam like once under his hand,
Yeah.
and it's.
And also, Black Adam is super overpowered. So
There's no reason for him to like. This is a movie that they were like, you know what? We need a bad guy for Shazam, someone that could fight Shazam and possibly fight Superman and be like the villain. And The Rock's ego is so big, he's like, no, I need my own movie. I need to tell this story. Why?
Yeah.
We've seen it. It's the same fucking villain origin story. This was the Scorpion King.
Yes.
This was Terminator 2. This is everything that we've all seen you do. This is not breaking new ground.
And it's
Do you remember how bad
terribly.
the CGI was in Scorpion King?
It was almost.
I
I think
wa-
they reused the guy in Black Adam.
Yeah, it must have been the same dude with
must
the
have been the
same
same guy.
3 weeks he was allowed to work on it
He's
because.
like, hey guys, I just learned After Effects.
Oh, and here's the thing: like later on in the movie, the true bad guy of the movie shows his face, and he's kind of cool for the 4 minutes you get to see him.
Except he
And then
doesn't
they
look
beat him.
cool.
No,
Yeah, he looks like a big cartoon ghoul.
he's fucking Motaro.
He really is.
It's just
Oh,
it's
it's
so
so
not
terrible.
good. And then they throw in Amanda Waller in this movie for no reason whatsoever because apparently she's the one orchestrating everything. She's the Nick Fury of the DC world.
Apparently,
And-
which is so fucking stupid. She's a bad guy.
She's the worst. And she's in here going, well, you need to stop him. I'm like, okay. So then, like, Hawkman immediately comes up to Black Adam and goes, all right, surrender, asshole. And it's like, maybe if you just, talk to somebody first instead of being a complete cocksucker. I hated his character
And of course,
so
he gets
bad.
captured at the end, but not for long because he's the hero we need, but not the one we wanted, or whatever the fuck. I just don't know how they're going to incorporate him in anything. I
I don't think they're going to.
I was just going to say, I hope there's no sequel to this. I hope it just exists in the
It made-
pantheon of films.
So here's the thing.
and
It
nothing
made
ever happens.
like $300 million in its entire theatrical
I
run.
know. And Black
Panther made that in one weekend.
I know.
So you're not seeing this happen again.
Good.
James Gunn is coming in, and he's going to make Lobo. He's going to make all these fucking weird-ass DC characters, and he is not going to use Shazam anymore. We're not going to see Black Adam anymore.
like
We're
Shazam.
going to see Superman because you got to use Superman in DC. You're going to see Batman, but they're not going to have 5 different actors playing him. He's going to rein this shit in, and that's it. We don't need Black Adam. We don't. We need shit like, Bizarro. We need
would
regular
be a cool
characters for
movie.
Superman. We don't need fucking Black Adam.
Mixelpix.
Mr. Mixelpix.
I want it.
Yeah.
Give me
Goof-
Bizarro.
We're gonna see goofy ass fucking villains, and it's
it's
gonna be
been-
fantastic. We saw Starro in Suicide Squad.
I know.
That's what we're gonna get,
But
and I'm
I think-
okay with it.
I think it would be crazy to get Bizarro, man. I think he would be a really popular villain.
Sure, and be Nicolas Cage,
I would
and that'll
take
be
that.
he's finally gonna be the Superman he dressed up for.
That'd be awesome.
Long hair, just all weird. But this movie was so I didn't have high hopes,
Please watch
but
it,
when I
Scott.
watched it, I'm like, this is bad. This is so bad, and
It's only 2 hours long. Just take 2 hours of your
It's
life.
only.
Yeah, and the little kid in this movie who's supposed to be the one to, trying to teach Black Adam to be the good guy / bad guy is trying to teach him catchphrases like "Hasta la vista," except this is "Tell him the man in black sent you," and of course he never gets it right, and then at the end he finally gets it right,
Right.
and you know what? Sit there. and
Catchphrase, then kill.
yeah, sit there and frown for 2 hours, and that's The Rock's face the entire movie.
Sad about my kid.
Oh. fire bad.
Yeah.
It's like it's just
Rock smash.
and
Pretty
this
much.
is not me shitting on DC versus Marvel.
No.
I think there's room for both, but do them right.
Because Wakanda Forever sucked. Fuck
It-
all you
right.
idiots.
You know, and it's-
DC does not. They does not have a good track record as of yet.
they just don't have
But it's
direction.
not. But it's like they didn't even try with this fucking movie. They
No,
were
because
just
I
like,
watched the
Rock
Shazam
thing.
trailer when we watched Wakanda Forever, and I'm sitting there going, "This looks like a piece of shit." And
Yeah.
they're hanging all their
I've
marbles
seen
in the
all
mark,
the Fast and Furious movies. Family.
and then no one shows up. Derp derp derp.
Terrible.
We got
fuck.
Lucy Liu as the bad guy,
Yeah.
and
What
Helen
has she
Mirren.
done?
Derp derp
Why don't
derp.
you go do X versus Sever, you bitch?
Fuck, I think maybe you might be the only one that saw that.
I saw it in theaters.
And I played the Game Boy game. Gross.
All right.
But yes, thank you for remembering because I needed to get that.
I
off
knew
my
there was
chest.
something. I was like, what was it?
It's so bad that I forgot.
Yeah.
like I purged it out of my brain.
Even Kim was like, "Oh, you're gonna watch this without me?" And I was like, "I'm doing you a
Yes.
favor."
It's because I love you
Yeah.
enough to care.
All right.
It's bad.
So, we watched a movie this week.
We did, yeah. We
A
watched
different one.
We watched a movie we were supposed to watch.
Yeah. And Jordan, what was that movie?
I believe it was the 1980, if I'm not mistaken. Used Cars.
At last, a controversial new motion picture that dares to deal with a serious contemporary problem which every man, woman, and child must come to grips with at least once in their lifetime.
Make them like this anymore. Why don't you go ahead and sit inside? Go ahead. This new upholstery, only 27,000 miles, and we just gave the engine a complete overhaul yesterday. Go ahead, kick her over. Isn't that the quietest engine you've ever heard in your life?
Used Cars, rolling off the blocks this summer into a theater near you.
Hey, Stan, trust me, huh? Happy motoring, Stan.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me. Hey. Trust me. Hey, come on. Trust me.
I love that you do that still.
Only Scott still does it.
That's called producer cues.
One thing right off the bat is that I love this movie only because I recognize all the locations. Like
we
it's
did
it's
too.
fantastic.
Yes.
It is. They're right in front of the Maricopa Courthouse,
Yeah.
which I visited.
Disclaimer: we live here.
We live here. It was filmed in Mesa. It was literally filmed from where we're at. It was filmed maybe 15 minutes away, like for the most part, off of Main Street,
I
where
was
the
just-
old Darner is, and like it's fun to think about. Like this takes place everywhere we've been.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I was telling him we should go do a film location thing, and like
he hates that.
I know he was like rolling his eyes last night.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Except half of them aren't there anymore.
I highly
That's true.
enjoyed this. I thought it was funny.
I was unsure because the way you made it kind of sound, I was like, "Did you watch the movie yet?"
I always ask.
And I just wasn't sure how this was going to play with you.
No, I liked it a lot. I'd watch it again. I actually own it, and I don't regret my purchase.
It is your typical 80s
Oh,
comedy.
fucking
Comedy.
And it's a raunchy
through and
comedy.
through.
raunchy comedy.
But I'd put this up there with like
This looks like an Animal House. Or
Yeah, or an
it's like
Animal
it's
House
it's
or a-
Zemeckis, right? Like Robert Zemeckis
Yeah.
directed this, so like it's
maybe a little bit lower than an Animal House,
It's
but
not
it's
very-
putting
it's
that
up
on a
there.
pedestal.
I feel like
it's an
it's-
okay movie.
But I
No,
feel like
I'm
it's
just
a very
saying, it's
National
Animal House is-
Lampoonish. Like it's just
yeah,
it's
National Lampoonish.
Yeah, Animal House is
absolutely.
not what I would call your quintessential comedy that came out of like the 80s or whatever.
Overboard,
I'm just saying,
Trading Places.
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Like it's back when the ratings were weird, where I guarantee you this movie is a PG-13, and you straight up see tits, and it was wonderful.
On national TV.
Hey, Dad, look, tits! And then all the dads
was
are like
hilarious.
staring at the TV, and I'm like, this is
They
fantastic.
did the old Max Headroom where they
Oh.
they just peeled into the network's signal and
that
and
that
filmed
whole
the
bit, by
commercials.
the way, was hilarious. Where you got the two guys always like being able to like break into the
Lenny and
national
Squiggy?
yeah, Lenny and Squiggy. And it was just like that's why we were able to give him an old pacemaker. And he got like a piece of metal sticking out of his chest.
That was weird.
It's just like this movie's great.
It
Like,
really was. And young Kurt Russell, which,
Oh.
according to my wife, this is the most raunchy thing he's ever done.
She's like, he's so wholesome. She
He's
goes,
so-
I'm surprised to see
He
him in
was a
something.
She's like,
kid.
he was in the computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
what she brought
way
up.
he should have been like this.
yeah,
I
and
just told her, I go, you think that because he was Santa
Most
Claus.
fastest teenager.
I just thought it was hilarious because
Yeah.
they bury the dead guy and they got to like Weekend and Bernie's it and fucking
Right.
make him believe. He meets the meets the daughter and has like a lewd love affair with her, and and you was like, something you would
Bury
never,
their dad.
you couldn't do today. Yeah,
No.
you're like keep a dead body fucking undercover
Buried in the backyard.
as a comedy.
So it kind of takes the frame of like most 80s storylines. You have these two opposing
Brothers.
used car dealerships owned by brothers across the street from
Twin
each other.
brothers, played by the
And
same character.
One is a dilapidated, looks like a fucking junkyard, and
Yeah.
the other
That's
one is
straight
the
up.
other one is the high end where he's got all the nice cars and he's got the facility behind him, and it just kind of it goes back and forth on like because he wants to basically take him out where he wants
the brother wants to own that car lot,
Right.
so he can have a bigger car like lot, and then Kurt Russell just wants to keep him from getting the lot because he needs the money in
To
order
run for
Congress, or
he's running
like
for
state
governor.
senate
Yeah.
or
State
something like
senate.
that. So the reason why the brother wants that lot is apparently they're building a freeway, and he's thought he's greased enough palms in the city government to divert.
we know the US 60.
Right. So to divert the freeway from going through his lot. There was going to be an on-ramp right there. So the idea is that he wants
like
his
the
brother's
Birch Ford that's
yeah, it's the
there
Birch Ford it's right
on
there,
Mesa Drive.
right off of Mesa. Yeah, exactly. And so the idea is that he needs the land across the street.
Right.
He's going to move the dealership over there. But the brother won't sell, and he's like, the only way I'm getting that is if the brother's dead. Well, the brother also has a daughter he hasn't seen in 10 years. So, he's like, well, she's never going to show up for this, so I need to get this, to do this. And the lawyer's like, well, don't do anything drastic. So what does he do? He tells a guy who runs Destruction Derby to go test drive a car with the brother, who has a bad heart, and runs him fucking all over in such a funny way. And he's like, well, this is running hot, old man. And like he must have called him old man like 32 times.
What are those your pills, old man?
Well, you don't need those,
I
old
like the
man.
fact though that he's just so reckless and he flips the car and he just gets out and he's like, all right, running a little hot.
He's like, well, I'm going to have to think about it. Walks away. I'm like, this movie's fucking
Well,
wild.
that's one of the things I did love about the movies. They kept destroying all the cars, like they needed to sell. Like at the end when they had to do the mile of cars, he kept like he would jump into like the top and destroy the roof and stuff, and then they would show up and smash into each other. Like, how
like
are you gonna
old-ass
sell
cars.
these cars?
I don't know.
Tries
but
to put the bumper on or the
with
yeah,
gum.
with gum in the beginning, and
Yeah.
then the one part that did make me like laugh out loud is when the guy he finally sells the station wagon to the dude, and he's got his fucking kids in the back, and he hits that bump, and the kids fucking
football
fall
player.
out.
Well, because that bit was so the guy selling
The booby car.
So they did the commercial where the boobies were out. Everyone was coming. So then you got the guy with the football, little football league or whatever, and he's trying to sell him the car, and he's like, okay, we got to test drive it. And he does the bit where he gets this dog. This dog's a fucking 10 out of 10 in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
And gets the dog.
Little fucking beagle.
Dog goes under the car. And he's like, okay, you gotta really, give it the gas. It's got a lot of power. And he puts this giant boulder under the tire. So the guy peels out, goes over the boulder, and it makes it seem like he's run over the dog. The dog plays dead. So then he stops the car. He's like,
Tongue
oh
out.
my God, my dog. And the dog's just laying limp. And this isn't a doll. Like, this is a dog learned to play limp.
Yeah, Kim was like, they must have sedated that dog. And I was like,
Dude, the dog is hanging over the dude's arm, and his fucking tongue is
And he's
just
like,
out of his
"Oh."
mouth.
He's like, oh, you killed the dog. And he makes this guy buy the car because he's killed the beagle.
Yeah.
So then, he leaves, and the car hits it, and the back door flies out, and the kids fall out. And it's just like, these cars are like the worst of the worst, and they're selling these. Kurt Russell speaks so fast at the beginning of this movie. Is the quintessential used car salesman.
Yes.
Fast talking, you can't get a word in, and he's talking people. He gets his first customer in the movie in by putting a piece of gum on
bumper.
put a $10 bill on a fishing pole and is literally pulling $10
Dragging
across
across
Main
traffic.
Street and trying to get this guy in. He's like, oh, I saw this $10 under this car. It must have been yours. Here you go, pal. And then he's like trying to sell him a car, and I'm just like, I fucking love his character in this.
Yeah.
And like the outfits are so 80s because that thing was filmed in 79. So he's wearing like, plaid jackets with like bright colored pants and the big collared shirts, and disco makes its way in at some point in this movie. And it is full on 80s, and it's exactly what I wanted. Just something fun and harkens back to a time where they just got away with stupid shit.
pretty much anything with Kurt Russell in it is already going to get a 3.
I
for
loved
me.
it.
And
Yeah.
the fact that this was funny and rewatchable, I I do not regret my Shout Factory purchase. at
No,
all.
and did you notice? Okay, so this
I
is.
noticed everything.
Did you notice that when they were doing
Everything.
the school kids driving the cars from Coolidge to Phoenix,
I think it was the Camelback.
the one of the drivers that was sitting with the driving instructor
The
was
chick?
was the daughter in Back to the Future.
No,
It was Michael J. Fox's sister,
really.
and the brother was also in it driving another car.
I did not know that.
Yes, I noticed him right away. I'm like,
There's a lot of people in this movie, though. Like you said earlier.
Grandpa
we
Munster?
got Grandpa Munster.
Yeah.
Was the
we got
judge.
Lenny and Swiggy.
yep.
You've got, Kurt Russell.
Kurt
Yeah,
Russell.
I just
the-
imagine
The black
that's a-
dude I've seen in 1,000 things. Now, I honestly could not name him.
Well,
but
same
he's
thing
been
with
in-
like the two brothers, the older guys. I'm like, I'm the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, okay, which movies was he in, and which movies was he in? I can't think of which.
It's not
ones
two brothers. It's the same actor. He played both brothers. In fact, that's why he took the role. I was looking it up. He's like, I will play this character, but I also get to play Roy. And it's the same dude. He did both
Jack
parts.
Warden.
Yeah, Jack Warden did both characters.
And he was in Problem Child, all the Problem Child.
That's one of those that I just completely fucking didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I was just like, both
'Cause it was
these guys
so-
look so fucking familiar.
Night and day. Like
he plays the,
the
dad
look.
in Dirty Work.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, it was very night and day as far as like how he acted. So he played the one brother completely like an asshole, and then he did the next brother kind of lighthearted. He's a good guy and stuff like that. It was hilarious. To the point where I kind of want to know, since they filmed, I thought there was only parts filmed here. Apparently, it was just all filmed here.
It was all in 29 days.
What Mexican restaurant did they go to? I want to find out.
Oh, I think so. It's funny you say that because I think that was like either Garcia's or a Serrano's, but I don't know where.
It would probably be in Mesa because they stayed probably close to that area.
But when they're
I wonder if it was the El Charo.
No, it wasn't.
No?
Because when they're walking out, you can kind of see the letters underneath, and I was thinking the same
I'm
thing.
trying to. I want to figure it
I'm
out.
almost positive it was Serrano's. But Serrano's sucks, so we're not going there.
Right? I hate Serrano's. But yeah, Kurt Russell, I guess at the time when they were filming, because they took over what's a local dealership here called Darner, and it was like a local Chrysler, Pontiac, whatever dealership. He did commercials for them as promo for their dealership as they were filming there. So like in the 80s, there were commercials to go see Darner and get a good car deal, and there's fucking Kurt Russell doing it. And I'm just like, that's fantastic. Like, you don't see a lot of that kind of filmmaking anymore. Like, it's all, we do it on a set or we'll do it here, but you'll never see any cross promotion. You'll never see, local stuff happening. Like, it's very weird. And you would think you would hear more about it, how connected we are, but it just doesn't happen. And that's like, I miss that kind of stuff.
From a lot of stuff that they film here, I only know like a couple movies really that they've actually filmed out here. This being one of them, and the other one was that, what the hell was it? The Kings with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, the Kingdom.
The Kingdom, that was on the 60.
Yeah,
on the 60,
Well,
and
no,
they
that was
built
the 202.
They built like
No,
a whole.
it was on the 60. It was when they extended the
guy
60.
died on the 202. Bet me $1,000 million.
Okay.
No, seriously, no. Bet me lunch.
I'm not betting you shit.
Oh, come on.
No, because
man.
I think
won
it was on
something
the
the other day.
202.
It was okay.
I lived on
You didn't
on
ever
East.
lived.
Because
I
they
lived
built
on the East Campus while they were shooting
Yeah,
the
they
movie.
built a big set on
And
ASU East Campus.
Every once in a while, they'd post things in our door that was like, "Please do not go outside during this time. This is our film. This is our shooting location. If you have to leave for work or something, please let a PA know." And I had to let a PA know constantly because I had to go to work.
Well, I get it.
So it wasn't 60; it was 202. It's okay. I mean, that's fine.
You're allowed to be wrong.
Okay. I wish you would bet me because I love being.
Ha ha! The high-speed driving scenes were filmed on Loop 202.
Suck
my
dick.
foot.
Hey, you're finally right about something.
I was always right.
About this one thing. You're right. Anyway, we are glossing over the fact that the Denver Broncos lost to the Kansas City Sun Devils.
Sun Devils in Sun Devil Stadium
Fucking
in ASU
Because I know they
colors.
did Sun Devil Stadium when they did the first commercial break-in, and that was funny. But then they're in the bar. Even when he's about to smash the mirror, right next to it is a Sun Devils team photo.
Yes.
Like, you couldn't fix any
So
of
I'm
that?
wondering if it was Kansas City like college team and Denver.
No,
college
they were
team.
doing
Maybe it was a
NFL.
bowl game.
No, because it was
still
ASU.
the Sun Devils.
It was like ASU playing like UCLA or some shit.
Yeah.
And it was the same game both times they were playing.
Yep.
And they called them Denver and Kansas
Denver,
City.
Kansas City, because you could clearly see. At first, you couldn't notice. Maybe it was just the color. Maybe it was the bad TV. you can let it go. And then you see them literally score a touchdown
says
with
Sun
the
Devils.
Sun Devils in the end zone and the logo. And then all of a sudden it's flash to the score. Kansas City wins over Denver. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then the joke you guys made earlier made sense, and I laughed.
They were like, nobody's gonna notice.
No one will
Nobody's
notice.
gonna notice this one scene that the guy jumps out of his car and then he's miraculously in his car again.
There was
Did
a
you
lot
catch
of
that one?
weird editing. Yes.
Yeah. There was a 17-minute video on YouTube about all the filming locations. The guy doesn't go to the Mexican restaurant. What a dickhead.
Kills me.
He
But
goes
yes,
to the
it was-
apartment complex that used to.
Aaron's like the
Used
one,
to be the lot.
one important fact that I needed to know.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I wanted some chimichangas.
But yeah,
So-
this was exactly what I wanted. Like
And
I really just,
yeah.
this is just silly, fun 80s movie,
And
something
it's-
I never seen.
And it's hard because we can't. It's harder to spend a lot of time on these movies because they're pretty straightforward this month. So it's like, like we don't have a ton to talk about because it's the most straightforward comedy, 80s comedy of all time. There wasn't anything overly special about this, but I thought it was really well made, and I want more people to get their eyes on it. So if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're like, I would like a movie recommendation,
Some of the 80s comedies, though.
I thought you
It's
were
a
gonna say
it's a
suck my
different.
dick.
No, it's a different. Yeah, I was like, suck my. No, there's just something about 80s comedies. I mean, it's a different time. They got away with so much stuff.
I mean, there's
They're,
one scene
they're not
where
worried about
the other-
catering to people's feelings.
The other
you know.
salesman is apparently having sex with one of the people in the car, and his ass is pressed up against the back window, and they don't even address it. Like, it's one of those things, and then the guy dies, and he's, you see him walking, pulling up his pants, like adjusting himself, and then he goes into the office to find out that, I don't know, Luke, Rob, I don't know, whatever his character is, died, and it's like, oh, so this is that movie. And then they do, the topless stuff, and then they got the strippers dancing to disco, and
Yeah.
it's wild how crazy this movie got, and it was just fun. Like, I was having a good time watching it. It was very enjoyable.
Well, they're filming the commercial. She gets her dress caught in the hood, and
It's
I'm like,
very
oh,
slapstick.
the hood's gonna open and the dress is gonna fly off,
Here
and
it
I'm like,
goes.
there it is.
It's
Even-
very predictable.
Even
but
to the
in a fun
end where
way.
it's like, oh, you're 2 inches short. I knew something had to have flipped down, or the bumper had to have come off, or something. And it's like, oh, 2 inches. You got it. Case dismissed.
Which
And
is
it's
so
like,
weird that they would measure every fucking car, because it's such an absurd thing to think
premise
about
is
when
so
they're like,
absurd.
well, you said you have a mile's worth of cars.
that's a
well, we
goof,
have to
right?
measure it now.
that's a goof,
Yes,
right?
I
Because
know.
no, how? Explain to me.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh Jesus! Here comes fucking gatekeeper Aaron.
I'm not gatekeeping.
Explain it to me.
I'm saying, explain to me.
It's
if
a
you know
goof.
that
Yeah, he's measuring every fucking car. Like,
No, you giant dork.
yeah, tell me.
Because originally she says it's 250 cars, but they already said that there were 25 cars on the lot, so they got 251 cars, but really they already had a 25 car buffer, so they didn't need they didn't need the 251 cars. All they needed was like 225 cars. So that's a big flaw in the movie, but I still enjoyed it.
There was a scene.
Oh, thanks for explaining that.
There
You're
was,
welcome, because you didn't get it.
Because
You're
well,
just saying,
first,
yeah,
well,
yeah, I
first,
got it, guys.
first I didn't
got
even
it.
understand what the
I'm
fuck you were
break double
asking me. You're like, yeah, that's a goof, right? It's a goof.
And you said, yeah, you do.
You mean goof? It's a goof.
It is.
You know what that is? You know
what
what
a goof
hyperbole is?
Tell me what a goof is.
You're
I don't know. He's a
dumb
dog. He's a
because
cow. I don't know.
I didn't say it in any way or any inflection.
Sometimes the way you ask things, I'm
Oh,
like, I
here
don't
we
understand
go.
what the fuck you're asking. I'm like,
Right.
what point is
watching
he
the
trying
Key and
to...
don't
Peele
just
skit, but
agree
like-
with
Yeah,
me.
what point is he trying to... I said it was a goof. Yeah, it was
Oh,
a goof. It's funny.
on, huh? Okay.
It's a goof. He was measuring the fucking cars. Yeah, that's a goof. No, not that type of goof. Like a mistake.
Guess I'll have to start saying mistake.
Well, that would have made more sense.
Anyway.
You fucking
There was a
understand it.
scene in this. There was a scene in this movie that was kind of funny where they had just buried the owner, and they just kind of did it. And the brother comes over with his lawyer, and he's hounding him, and they're standing there. 3 guys: the black mechanic, Kurt Russell's character, and the other salesman. And they're standing there, and the other salesman starts mimicking Jack Warden's character, and he goes, "What are you, a fucking parrot?" And then they walks away. That was ad-libbed because Jack Warden was getting pissed that the guy was doing it because the guy was not sticking to script and kept doing it to him, and he was getting so frustrated that he called him a fucking parrot and stormed off, and they left it in because that wasn't part of the movie. Like, that wasn't part of the script. That wasn't supposed to happen because he was getting visibly mad at the actor for doing that to him, and I thought that scene was great. Like, that was perfect.
Very reminiscent of 2 minutes ago.
Right. Just now. Hey, did you know that was a fucking goof?
You know that was a goof? Whoa, you mean like a funny or a mistake?
Jesus, it's a fucking goof. Anyway,
Anyways.
I was pleasantly surprised. It's always
Yeah,
hit
that
or
was a
miss
real
with a
fun
lot
one.
of 80s comedies. It could be really bad,
I'm
like
going
Ski
high.
School or one of
Ooh,
these.
that comes out Tuesday.
I love Ski School.
Yeah, it's on the way.
See, I love these are the movies
I've
that
never
I would
seen
grow
it,
up on, and
but-
that's why it bums me out that I never watched this earlier. But I think I'm at a point now in my life where I think I appreciate it more than what I would.
I would definitely watch it
if I
again.
watched it when I was
If
younger.
it was on
so.
TV, I would stop.
What do you give it?
I give it 4. I liked it a lot. I don't see any issues with it. Kurt Russell, like I said, automatically
So
gets a
likable.
3, and
Just in
he's
everything.
just so fun. And
Captain
it's-
Ron.
I feel like if I watch this again, I could like quote it, and I would quote it all the time. Like Jimmy Carter, he fucks with us, which apparently Spielberg didn't like. Anyways, I highly recommend it. This is the first comedy that we've watched on the show. I feel like has been unanimously loved instead of just eye rolling and fucking Scott acting like he knows what's going on and doesn't.
Well, that's a goof. Don't worry about it.
What do you give it, Scott? Are you getting mad? Are you getting mad? Fucking die mad about it.
No. That's a 1.
What?
3.5. Yeah, it's 3.5. You fucking. I hated it.
Are you really giving it 3.5 or?
Nah, I just want to see. I just want to see you score.
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
No, actually,
Was that a
I
goof?
think it was for an '80s flick comedy. I mean, it's actually probably not one of the more known comedies that I know of. I mean,
Which it should be. Kurt Russell.
yeah.
Right.
So I mean,
Zemeckis.
there was a few things that were just kind of like, oh, okay, that I could skip over. I think it's a solid. I don't know if I quite go 4. I think we're at a solid 3.5.
Okay. Well, you're a goof, so.
We'll edit that out. We'll put a 4 in there. I think it's a 4. And as much as I hate giving
We
a
all
movie I
liked it.
picked like high numbers, I enjoyed it. I love 80s comedies. I'm upset that I never saw it. I am actually going to order the same Shout Factory version of it. I want to watch some of the special features.
You
that
can
they
do
got.
that with our good friends at OrbitDVD.com.
Oh, that's a mistake.
And use PayPal. Pay it for. Ruin your life. Oh.
Probably got so many of those out in the world. Fucking all ruckin' fountain. What's this for? I don't know. It's a T-shirt, maybe. But yes, I
They actually
fucking
asked
love
me
it. It's so good.
if everything was okay because I haven't ordered in so long.
Hey,
I said,
are you all right?
I said, yeah.
I didn't like your designs lately.
No, I just said, hey man,
It's a lot of face.
I don't know if you know this, but Tarantino's like my spirit animal, and you guys went fucking ham on Tarantino.
Hey, where have
So-
you been? Well, I dropped $300 on a 10-pack of shirts. I think I'm good for a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe you calm down.
And I just was like,
Well, you didn't want the Halloween ones?
Yeah.
Or
No, I did.
this,
Oh, I
or
did get
this,
the
or
Halloween
this?
one,
Oh, I know.
so.
I'm waiting for my sweatshirt.
well, I'll probably get here by next Halloween. So, all right. Well, I'm glad we all
I
loved
really
that.
liked it.
That makes me super happy. Now, I know the next movie that Scott is picking, and I'm excited for this, and I'm not going to give it away because I'm going to let Scott do his thing. However, I do want to say that before he picks this, I'm really excited about this pick, and the only reason we have taken so long to pick this is because the idea for this show, I don't care what anyone says, was mine first. And there are other shows that do this, but I originally thought of this before the other shows that maybe you think is associated with this show or that I get ideas from. I don't. But I originally thought of this idea many years ago and another podcast that I did with Scott. And it was stolen from me. The idea was stolen from me. I don't know if it was stolen directly. It's not like the hardest idea to come up with. But the first show of that show is this movie. So
I feel like we're probably more relatable.
And I wanted to pick this movie for the longest time, but I didn't want to be associated with that show whatsoever.
Caligula.
So, Scott, without further ado, what is your next film?
So we're gonna hop a year ahead. We're going into 19.
Same director.
I'm telling you, we should have just gone in order, like
Yeah,
years.
we'll just do years. We'll just start out at like
The next movie has to be
1949.
1982.
From 1981, it's a thriller mystery directed by Brian De Palma, starring
My bun.
Mr. John Travolta,
Fucking love
Don't
Brian
tell,
De Palma.
don't tell Quentin.
Nancy Allen, John
He likes
Lithgow,
Brian De Palma.
Dennis Franz. We have from 1981, Blowout.
It began with a sound that no one was ever supposed to hear.
She's the one I saw?
Yes, he says he pulled a girl out of the car.
I would like you to forget about her.
Yeah, that's what I heard just before the tire blew out. You're right, it was a shot.
He recorded a murder. They say never happened.
There's still loose ends, witnesses. The girl, I've decided to terminate her. Terminate her. Terminate her.
Brian De Palma's Blowout. Now you hear it. Now you don't.
And I am so excited about this movie because this is like Travolta at his prime before he fell off, before Tarantino had to reinvent him. And everything, I'm going to have so much to talk about when it comes to this because this is one of Tarantino's favorite films. He loves Brian De Palma. He saw Brian De Palma at the premiere of Reservoir Dogs and told him that he was not going to like Reservoir Dogs because there's too much talking in it. And I think that that's really funny.
It's going to be great.
And
he's going to watch this movie, and then he's going to have nothing to talk about. He'd be like, it was all right.
It was fine.
Like, he's so excited about this that I hope... Like, I don't want you to not enjoy something, but I hope this movie is shit to you. Like, I hope we love it, and I hope you have a terrible time.
Why?
Because it would be great for fucking the show.
Travolta had a little bit of a run after this, though.
He had a run
Look Who's
probably
Talking.
late 70s.
Look Who's Talking is considered the downfall
nail,
of his
the nail in
Really?
his
But that
career.
was like more of his popular stuff. Like
popular for
that did-
simpletons.
Yeah, dude.
Well, you know.
There's a
talking
whole
Saturday Night
reason
Fever.
he was at the top of the list for Pulp Fiction because he was doing movies like...
Because Tarantino loved Boy in the Plastic Bubble.
No, because he was doing movies like fucking...
Which is my next pick.
Saturday Night Fever, Blowout.
No, the one he's talking about.
Look Who's Talking.
Look Who's Talking.
Oh, yeah.
All this other garbage. Fucking 9 weeks or whatever the fuck he did. But anyways...
Fucking love Broken Arrow, by the way.
Broken Arrow's one of my favorites.
It was
I love
after
it
the
too.
revival of him, but
Yes.
like I love the fact that movie
Yeah,
exists.
he does
It's so
Pulp
bad.
Fiction, then a year later he does Get Shorty, and then he's back, baby.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Then he did Hairspray, and then I just don't care anymore.
I think he did that back in the 80s, didn't he?
No, this
that was like a
Oh, you're
no,
right.
the original
Did he dress as a mom?
The
or
original
something?
Hairspray, I think the mom was played by Divine, and it was a John Waters bit.
Oh,
and then
okay.
they did it again, and he played the mom.
With your boyfriend, Zac Efron.
Was that for oh, yeah,
My
so
boyfriend. Just because I like 13 going on 30?
I love that movie too.
Well, then shut your fucking mouth. He's your boyfriend.
No, that's a mistake.
So, anyways, next
School
week
Musical.
we will have
The
It's our
title.
next pick.
It's the
John Travolta's Brian De Palma's Blowout. Very excited. Then, Snack Show.
Which I got nothing yet.
Me neither. So,
No.
oh, I got the Snickers.
Oh,
I'm telling
I'm
you-
ready to just stock up on Christmas snacks
All-
and just do a fucking blowout
Do it.
Christmas movie.
Blow out your butthole.
Yeah,
Do it. We're gonna go from blowout to blowout.
to blowout.
And
That'd be great.
then we will start the Christmas movie special thon.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Aaron's
I'm
gonna
not
be
gonna
like,
lie,
I got this
I-
Hallmark movie that Tarantino talked about that he really loved.
Please,
I have
please die.
absolutely
Fire.
like I'm not gonna say it right now. I have no idea what I'm going to try to even remotely pick for. A
I have
Christmas
an
movie.
idea.
No one cares.
I have an idea. This is the one time of year
And
that
what
I
I
look
mean
forward
by
to finding
that
the fucking weirdest,
that
most
no
fucked
one-
up thing ever.
No one cares what you pick. Like, it'll be fine.
Now I'm excited to go
They
see
do care.
that new Christmas movie with Hellboy slash
Oh yeah,
Stranger
Violent
Things
Night.
boy, Violent Night. I cannot wait. The more I see a commercial for it, the more I think it's going to be terrible, and I can't wait to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well, I might have to.
might lean
Give you a
towards
fix
something
with
as
my
far
pick.
as our picks, but yeah, I still don't know what I want to do.
And I still need to go see the menu. I didn't get a chance to see it. Well, you bailed on me last night, so I just said, fuck it. I might go
Bailed.
tonight.
My garage fucking broke. I don't know how to fix it. It was frustrating me. I was just in a really bad mood
Oh, okay.
because 2 weeks prior, something hit my windshield and cracked it all to fucking hell, and then this happens. I'm tired of the fucking universe kicking my ass.
Sounds
so
like
I
a
just,
series of unfortunate events.
yes, starring Jim Carrey. So
starting
I was
Patrick
just not in the right headspace, for lack of a better term, to go see the menu. And I want to see it. It looks really good.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I might go tonight. I don't know.
And not play Modern Warfare?
No,
with me?
I'm joking.
You said that on the show at the beginning. People are going to wonder, did we play?
You'll have to tune in next week to find out.
He's getting his lessons from a teenager.
As always. Is she a teenager? I don't even know.
Girl.
18? Is she 18 or 19? 20?
35.
21?
I think she's 20.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
So anyways, Watch It Later Podcast at gmail.com. That's
Personal
Watch It Later Podcast at gmail.com. If you would like to interact with us at all.
What was that website again?
Watch It Later Podcast at gmail.com is our website. It's our email. If you're Jim, thanks for listening, Jim. Once again, still haven't gotten an email from you, but
Jim's,
you know what?
Jim's the OG, man.
You have no problem posting all over
communicate all you
Instagram.
Want. Put it on Instagram.
And
I see
Steelbook
it.
Incest, if you're wondering where your package is. I promise I'll get it out.
Lost in the mail.
I just forgot. Not forgot. I just been super
busy. Put a sticker
busy.
in there.
It's it's a week before Thanksgiving. Dude.
You'll
Relax.
get it. We do care about our listeners.
We do. All 4 of you.
All right, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Everyone gets a gift basket.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Jordan.
And Scott.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.